Hello and welcome back to another video in the Mary Gates Endowment for Students virtual information session videos. In this next section, we're going to look at the written components of the application. The main component will be the essay. This is the main written component that you'll be required to submit in order to be eligible for the scholarship. Now, if you want to look at the essay prompt, please feel free to go back to each of the specific videos that we have designed for either the research or the leadership application to see the specific prompts and requirements for those essays. In terms of what we're actually looking for in those essays, we're looking for 3 pages that will clearly describe your project goals, and what it is the impact that your research or leadership project is looking to make. When it comes to the more specific requirements in terms of formatting, we are requiring that those 3 pages have a 1-inch margin, that they're double spaced, that they're 12-point font, and that you choose a legible and accessible font such as Arial or Calibri. Those are both recommended. Also, please note that in-text citations are included in the page limit, so feel free to add those citations as you are writing and citing those accordingly when you mention points that are maybe from a research paper or from another source. You also have the optional 1 additional page for images, figures, and references. So please make sure that you create a works cited page if you are including information that is from another source. Here on the right side, we have a sample page, and you can notice 2 things. One is that the font is reduced. So you can clearly see that this is not a 12-point font, something smaller, maybe 10 or 9 sized font. Now, this is an option for you. You are welcome to play around with the sizing and reduce it if you want to create more space. So that, for example, you can include things like here, images or figures. You can add figures that you believe will be helpful in understanding your research, photos if you're maybe doing something in the community or field work and you think it's going to help the reader really understand what your project is about. We really encourage you to add those images in, which just adds that they're clearly labeled and that they're large enough to read. For example, here they have included 2 figures which are clearly labeled and then a clear description of what they are. So top image, pollution samples in a petri dish, and the bottom a common indoor pollutant handout. So as long as you are following those guidelines of being clearly labeled, large enough to read, you can play around with the formatting of that additional 4th page. Now, the second part of those main written components is the impact question. And this is a 1-page response that we're looking for, where you're going to, as it says here in the prompt, describe how the project you plan to pursue during your award period enhances your education and the development of your future plans. And in here, we also ask that you include how receiving the scholarship will benefit you and your growth as a leader or researcher throughout your project. And we also have 2 main bullet points that we want to share with you and hopefully give you some guidance of things that we want to see in this response. So 1, your future goals and how this experience will help you achieve them. Think about specific skills you are gaining from your project, as well as the mentorship you will receive, and how they will move you closer to the goals you envision for yourself. The second one is a description of how the financial award will allow you to engage in your project and how the scholarship and becoming a Mary Gates Scholar will enhance your educational experience at UW and beyond. So that's a lot of information, so let's go back and break it down a little bit more. So in the first bullet point, it's really asking you to think about your future orientation. Where is it that you want to go next, and how is building that relationship with your mentor important, and how is gaining new skills from this project going to be really helpful in your next step. So think about the specific skills that you're wanting to gain from either your leadership or your research project. And why is this so beneficial to carry it forward with you? If you maybe want to continue into academia, you can highlight how the specific skills and even connections that you're making through this research is going to help ease your process in terms of getting into a PhD program. Or it's going to make you more competitive because now you have been part of a published paper. And if you are a leadership applicant, maybe the organization that you're currently working for is one that provides really good mentorship, really good networking experiences, and is going to prepare you for the career, the job title perhaps that you want next. So really help us understand the vision that you have for yourself in the future and how this is really going to be a step forward in that direction. The second bullet point is asking you to think about the financial impact and to think about the kind of prestige that the Mary Gates Scholarship also offers. Just a financial impact, really paint the picture for us. Share some details about your financial situation. And you're more than welcome to share as little or as much as you want. We know this can be sometimes a difficult topic to share openly, but it is helpful for the reviewers to understand that this is really going to make a big difference for you, right? If this award can pay for your rent for the next couple of months and hence allow you to participate in a project, that is a really strong argument in terms of why we believe this is going to be beneficial for you. And then the second component is becoming a Mary Gates Scholar itself. Why is that recognition of being a Mary Gates Scholar really important? Remember that there's hundreds and hundreds of students that have gone through UW and have become Mary Gates Scholars and have gone on to do amazing things in our community and beyond. So why is that distinction of being a Mary Gates Scholar in specific really mean something to you? Think back to the vision and mission and the values that the endowment has. How are you aligned with those values yourself? So really tie yourself and your experience to the mission and the aspirations that the endowment has for students.